This is our movie review of DeadPool. And joining me today is the movie critic Rob from his channel. And today we're talking about Deadpool, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, who was allowed to actually see my movie today. And those of you who don't, you're going to have to wait until you at least hit puberty and then you'll be able to see my movie. But
I will say this to start off the review. Deadpool is our generation's rite of passage. Because you really, I think this could be a really good thing for comic book loving parents. It's like you have a little 4-year-old this year and they're like, now you're going to see Deadpool when you turn 15 or 18 or whatever. But I think this would be a fun rite of passage for parents. What?
Well, whenever they grow boobs and all the other parts of the body that God has created for man to actually be able to see a movie like that, yeah, they'll be able to see my movie. They just have to wait and suck it up and let grown-ups like us enjoy this movie for what it is.
Amen.
So, anyways, what I really enjoyed about this movie was the fact that, this is Ryan Reynolds' passion project. This is everything that he's been hoping to do for the last couple of years since we had that horrible Wolverine movie where they sewed my mouth shut. And not only that, but I felt like the movie had a lot of energy, a lot of stuff that was actually supposed to be there. It matched up the comic book so well, and I felt pulled in as soon as I saw the beginning credits was excellent. From my
perspective.
Yeah, it made me laugh my butt off. Seriously, my butt's not even here anymore, but it actually made me appreciate this movie for what it is. This is a movie for the fans, and Ryan Reynolds actually knows what he's doing. He knows that the fans want an R-rated Deadpool movie where they can actually go and see and actually feel proud of something. I love the fact that they even still kept in the part with the bridge and everything where they had the test screening for whenever they first got it. So, I mean, I'm glad that they put that in there still.
Yeah.
So I felt like they did a really good job with that. There's hardly any negatives about this movie at all. I mean, everything is right there from the beginning to end. I mean, whenever he breaks down the fourth wall, I mean, he does a very good job, and it doesn't even feel forced at all. The energy is there for him, and it didn't even pull me away from the movie at all. Usually, stuff like that pulls some people away. Not me. I felt a part of this movie. I felt like I actually cared about his character. I cared about the fact that this guy is going through cancer and has to find a way to actually try and find a way to cure his cancer, and the only way to do that is to go through this thing. And next thing you know it, he walks out, his girlfriend gets kidnapped, of course, and next thing you know it is a revenge story. This movie, I can't even praise it enough. As a matter of fact, I'm going back out there Saturday to go see this movie again. Maybe even eat some chimichangas too to go with it.
See, that's what you need is some chimichangas.
Yep. Unfortunately, Fox didn't pay me enough money to go get some chimichangas, so
They won't give you $5.
No. The Wolverine movie, for crying out loud. What makes you think that they can actually give me that? We only could afford 2 X-Men to be in my movie. That's all. We couldn't even afford one half of a chimichanga. So, sorry, Fox.
Don't worry, I'm kind of paying attention. I'm kind of not for a reason. Because I'm doing something. Come on, work, you screen share.
Okay.
Why isn't screen share working? I wanted to do something, but it won't let me screen share.
Should we do this over again?
Huh?
Nothing.
Hang on, you know what? Where did I put it? Keep talking about Deadpool. I will be right back.
So anyways, what I was going to say was this. I felt like Deadpool was actually very well put felt like Fox actually knew for once in their lives that they actually knew what this character was about. Another thing too is I remember from an interview that with the writers and the directors and everything, that they actually went into Fox Studios and they actually got a chance to actually look and saw what Fox was doing with their with what they were doing, and they put 70% into the script itself, and the rest they had to take out a little bit because otherwise it would have been an NC-17 rating, which to me would have been a little. I don't think it would have been too much, but I would love to see what they had to cut out. But unfortunately, we're not even going to get
I heard that it might be because we're not getting a director's cut. Tim Miller came out and said that today. I think it was today or yesterday. But we are getting a lot of deleted scenes. So, we're going to get that.
Awesome. Okay. I didn't know that part. I knew that we weren't going to get a director's cut. But, I mean, the way Ryan Reynolds was able to deliver his lines quick as he was on screen, and then while you're laughing, he's telling more jokes, and then your eyes are just tearing up from laughing so hard, and you actually come out of the movie theater actually smiling because, yes, Fox finally got something right for once, and the writers got something right. I mean, this is a movie that everybody's been waiting for a long, long time, and we finally got it, and it finally delivered. It delivered on the promises of everything that the advertisements were going for, all wrapped up in this little package. And we actually got it. And I couldn't be happier about what we got out of this movie. I like the jokes between. At first, I thought, maybe with the whole thing with Colossus and stuff like that with the X-Men, I thought maybe it might be a little forced, but it wasn't forced at all. They did a very good job with Colossus.
And, not to mention this beauty right here.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I thought, and it's funny, Miranda Baccarin's in this movie, and the whole time I'm just like, nope. Her, right there. Her. That's the whole movie for me. It was so funny, though, because I'm talking to a few friends of mine that went to see it, and they're just like, dude, Negasonic. And I'm like, see, I know. But, and this is a movie that, for me, I've been waiting for 3 years, because I knew it's been in production since 2000, if you can believe it, which is when I think they started working on a script. And then I kept hearing about all of these like positive reviews of, the script was awesome. Like I think it leaked somewhere and people started to read it, and everybody was just like, dude, this needs to get made now. This needs to get made now. And apparently, I heard this, I think yesterday, not Tim Miller, but somebody close to Tim Miller leaked the footage. Because he had submitted it as like a resume type thing to a studio or to somebody, because he was looking for, because this is his first movie, so he was looking for work, and he submitted that footage as part of his portfolio, and whoever got the footage blasted it everywhere, which is what ended up stealing the thunder from Batman vs. Superman at Comic-Con, and what. Now we have DeadPool, the movie, because of. So whoever did that, I don't know who you are, but if I ever find you, I will buy you as many chimichangas as you want. I will buy you anything you want, because you have done what I've been waiting for about 3 years. And not only did you make it happen, but you made it so that the studio heads at Fox couldn't pull a Fantastic Four, and we got an actual good movie. So thank you so much for this. But we are going to talk about a lot of spoilers in the next review, which will be on my page. But I mean, I don't think there's a lot you can say without going into spoiler territory, because the story is so basic, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. And I think that because you have a character so dynamic, the movie isn't resting on a good story. It's not like The Dark Knight, where you needed a really good story. I mean, you don't really need it, but you had it there, and that's what drew you in. Besides the Joker, but with this, I think what works more is something like, to compare it to, like Avengers, where the story in Avengers is pretty basic, and I think anybody can agree with it. I mean, and I'm one of the biggest Avengers fan there is, but the story was basic because it wasn't about the story; it was about the characters, and you knew that these characters getting together could pull the movie. The same with Deadpool, and the good thing is, you not only had Deadpool, but you had so many good characters surrounding him, like Gina Carano's Angel Dust. You had Miranda Baccarin's Vanessa, Mr. Soap, as I like to call him, Ajax, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. But like I said, it's a movie for character's sake, not for story's sake, and I think that it helped the movie to have a very simple story, which, again, the marketing for this movie
was fantastic.
The best I think it tops Star Wars. It definitely tops Star Wars in marketing, because I love what Star Wars did, and Deadpool and Star Wars did something very similar. They kept it about the characters instead of about the plot.
Right.
So you don't go into the movie like, really.
Well,
It's not like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where you're like, I hate you, Sony. I hate you. But I love you, Sony, because you did that. And now we have Spider-Man coming in Civil War. So thank you so much for messing that up. Kind of off topic. But I like that, and I like that they took advantage of the fact that you have a character that knows the medium he's in. And so he's like, what's up, guys? This is my movie. You should go watch my movie, and you should take your girlfriends to go watch my movie. And I like that because it took advantage of what was given to them, and it's in no small part due to Ryan Reynolds and Tim Miller, who knew exactly who the character was, as well as the writers who knew exactly what to write and and what the character was. So thank you so much, because the movie rocked. Now, about the whole controversy, yes, it is a rated R film, and it kind of loves that it's rated R. It's not like one of these movies that's like, it could have been PG-13 if they would have tweaked this and this. No. This is rated R. It's almost NC-17. Not really, but I mean, it's the more fun equivalent. It's the more fun version of 50 Shades of Grey. Just put it that way. But it did so much. It did everything so much better than 50 Shades of Grey. So.
Well, another thing too is I like the fact that they went with a low budget instead of something big budget.
You really didn't notice it either.
No, it doesn't look low budget at all. It looks like they put a lot of more work into it, and they did a fantastic job with it. And then I'm hoping that they don't do this one where they make the second one. I hope they make this one the next one a low budget as well, because you saw what they can do with a low budget Deadpool movie. Now, if they make
I would like them to have a little bit more budget, just because in the second one, since you're going to have cable, I really want them to be able to pull it off and not be constrained by the budget to make cable look like cable, because he has the time travel tech and all that stuff.
That I'm fine with. But when
wait, did we just give away a spoiler?
No. To me, that's not a spoil.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Because it's been on Screen Rant, it's been on everything.
True. Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But for me personally, if they went like over the budget, like let's say for instance they decide to go big budget, to me they'll be wanting to put more special effects into it than actually telling a story.
Well, no. I don't mean like, okay, when I say big budget, I mean bigger, like maybe 10 million more. Not an Avengers budget or a Dark Knight Rises budget or Pirates 3 budget, where you have all the money in the world to do whatever you want. Because I think that the movie, it's like Daredevil, like the Netflix show Daredevil. If I can compare it to something, it relishes in the format that it has and the fun that it has. you do not ever feel the constraints of the budget because the story is there, and it makes it about the story and the character, which I feel that Thor: The Dark World, and yeah, Smash Marvel in this because I mean they're not perfect. Like Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 2, I think they were more of the bombastic explosion, and it missed what Avengers got so right, which is this: you can have a big budget movie, but do not ever think that your big budget is going to substitute character development and plot because it never will. So in that regard, I hope, and I'm pretty sure that Tim Miller's not going to let the big heads at Fox govern him because they didn't before. And look at the results of what happens when Fox just takes their grubby little hands off of the material and lets the fans do what the fans want to do. So I think that Tim Miller, I don't think Ryan Reynolds is going to let him because, I mean, I think Ryan Reynolds was campaigning for cable since before the movie kicked into gear for the second one because he had that much faith in the property. And Ryan Reynolds, you have completely washed away all of your sins related to X-Men Origins Wolverine and related to Green Lantern. Thank you so much, Ryan, because you rocked it out of the park. And Deadpool is going to be like, that's his crowning achievement. And I like what he said. He said in an interview, I could play this character forever. And I'm like, and we would all love you to play this character forever.
Because now we don't see anybody but Ryan playing that character. And I think it would be hard to replace him, just like how it's hard to replace.
He is to Deadpool what Robert Downey Jr. is to Iron Man, what what's his name? What Tom Hiddleston is to Loki. They're inseparable. What?
Then Hugh Jackman too.
And Hugh Jackman, which he makes fun of a ton.
Right. No, never mind. I'm not going to go into spoiler territory.
Watch yourself.
But yeah, I felt like the movie is very well put together.
And again, it's a movie that relished in its format, you know, and it knew that it was there to be a parody of everything. And so it was. Like, everything was a parody of the superhero genre. And I think that that's where it succeeded, and that's what it needed to be, because especially now when you have, I mean, we're getting 20 movies in the span of 5 years from 3 different studios. We're superhero saturated. That's not a bad thing, because that means that, you know, the 3 studios competing is going to make for better stories, because they're each competing with one another in a good, healthy competition, not this, I'm DC, I'm Marvel. That's nonsense. But I think that a little competition is definitely good. And I think that because of that, it's a good thing. However, the timing for Deadpool could not have been better, because it's, again, we're in a superhero saturated culture to where everything's kind of similar. I mean, yeah, there is originality, like with Guardians, but you needed a kind of self-parody that was good. You know, like not 50 Shades of Black, which was a direct parody of 50 Shades of Grey. Not like that. You needed something that was a good parody that made fun of it but was smart about it. And I think that's what Deadpool was. It's a parody of the superhero genre, but it did it so well. I turned him away. He's gone. He's gone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you break the fourth wall. But in all truth, I think all of the characters did well. I mean, Ed Skrein, the only thing we'd seen him in prior to Deadpool was the Transporter reboot, quasi-reboot. I don't know what it was because I didn't see it. And I didn't see it. And I love movies, so that already tells you what you need to know about the Transporter movie. However, just like with Ryan Reynolds, Ed Skrein, you did away with all that nonsense about Transporter refueled, and you gave us a really good villain. And I thought that the scenes with the villains, I thought, were really, really effective. And like, you felt Deadpool's pain when they were putting him through all the stuff that they put him through. I was like, ooh, it was real.
That bad.
What?
It makes me not want to be a superhero. It's like, Never mind. I don't want to be a superhero anymore.
Well, I mean, and that was his transformation. And I think they were buttholes anyway, so they put him through as much as they could just for the fun of it. But there were times when I was legit squirming, and it was because I was uncomfortable with Deadpool, with what he was going through, and I felt his pain, which that is severely, severely well done. If you can get your audience to feel what your character is feeling and have your actor emote that well, you've won over the audience. And that, I mean, I was like, stop doing that. I'm gonna jump the fourth wall, and I'm gonna jump in there and kick all your butts with Deadpool. I'm gonna break open Deadpool's thing, and we're all gonna kick butt. That's what I felt like. So what do you want to rate this film?
Okay, what I'm gonna rate it is I'm gonna still keep my 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5? Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, I came out of the movie theater smiling. I mean, I came out of the movie theater smiling, laughing. I just had a very good popcorn-filled time watching this movie, stuffing my face with popcorn, and just letting him roll off the jokes and everything being told. I felt giddy inside, like a little kid at a candy store, because I finally got what I wanted.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 4.8 for this reason and this reason alone. There is room to improve, just like with any movie. But it did everything it did so well that there's not a lot of room to improve, but there is. And I think that if they keep going with what they have, which, I mean, it's Deadpool, so I'm pretty sure, then Deadpool and Cable is going to be good. And it might get a 5 out of 5. You know what? I'm going to give it a 4.9. Now that I think of it, I'm going to give it a 4.9 because I enjoyed this movie so much. And you know what? I'm gonna call an audible. I'm gonna call an audible here because of Brianna Hildebrand. And for you, Brianna, I'll give the movie a 5 out of 5 because you're awesome. You're hot, and I love Negasonic Teenage Warhead. So there you go. 5 out of 5 for Deadpool.
All right, there you have it. 5 out of 5 for me. 5 out of 5 for Roberto.
For those of you that can't count, that's a 10 out of 10.
And those of us who are not very good at math. But anyways, but that's pretty much it for this segment for Movie Lovers Unite. We are going to end up doing our spoilers review coming up next. So if you guys want to watch that, make sure you check out Roberto's channel, which is the movie channel. And don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel at the Movie Lovers Unite. And I hope everyone enjoys this video. And until next time, bye-bye.
Jimmy Changa.